A balloon sinuplasty is supposed to be you go in, they open your sinuses, and you leave. You're back to normal the next day. That was not my experience at all. And I feel compelled to let you guys know what I went through and the complications that I had that nobody warned me about. This doesn't really happen to everybody, or probably not even to a lot of people, but it can happen. So I may want to make this video so that I can help you guys be better prepared, because I was not. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but I do need to tell you why I had to have the balloon sinuplasty so you can better understand why I had the complications. I've dealt with really bad sinus infections my entire life, and the last one that I got, I ended up in the hospital, and they did a CT and came back that I had something called pan-sinus disease. Pan-sinus disease means that every single one of your sinuses is infected. And so also in the CT scan came back that I had scar tissue built up in my nose. Apparently when I was a kid, 45 years ago, I bumped my head on a bumper car, and it wasn't even really that bad, but it created scar tissue. And so that scar tissue that grew made my nasal cavity in there way smaller than normal. And so they referred me to an ENT. The ENT looked at the CT scan and basically said, we can do a balloon sinuplasty and open up all your sinuses, or you can go back on antibiotics. I hate antibiotics. They kill my gut. I can't stand them. So without a question, I decided to do the balloon sinuplasty. So they started by numbing me, not with a needle. I was very happy about that. But then they came over to me with a gauze about that long, and I'm not exaggerating, folded over. They shoved it all the way up into my nose. I swear, to like back there. And then they came back over to me with another one and put another one in the same nostril.
So I'm in the office now, and they just put these gauze up my nose. They're about that long and about that wide, folded over. There's 2 of them.
And then 2 more on this side. So I'm sitting there. I look like I had tampons in my nose, honestly. They let me sit there for a good 10, 15 minutes to let it numb. And then they moved me to the procedure room. When I walked in there, I was very shocked by the tools that I saw. Of course, they use tools to do the procedure, but I guess just seeing all of this stuff was just very shocking and scary. They did not give me anything for my nerves, nothing, just numbing, and that was it. So then they come in and they pull these gauze out, and then they say, we need to numb you more and go further back. So they get these gauze and shove them all the way back into my nose, even further. I can feel it in the back of my throat. So I'm swallowing because it's dripping. And so now my throat is numb. So then about 15, 20 minutes later, the doctor comes in and pulls out the gauze and proceeds to go up into my sinuses. When they do a balloon sinuplasty, they open up all of your sinuses. So you have 3 now that I know. You have 1 here, here, and here. And they have to go in, put a balloon into there, expand the balloon, go to here. It's supposed to be over with. So when he went to go do this sinus, he put the scope camera up my nose and then also the balloon, and they would not fit. So in order to get to that sinus, he had to cut his way inch by inch to get to my sinuses. Cut, went in, opened it up, tried to get up here, couldn't, had to cut some more. Had to go up here, had to cut some more. I looked like the Walking Dead. I could see blood coming out of my nose. And he even said, oh, we have a bleeder. That was awesome. This side was no problem at all. My procedure was supposed to be around an hour and a half long. I was there from 1 o'clock in the afternoon to about 4:45, 5 o'clock. He taped me up with some gauze, and told me to go home and take some ibuprofen before the numbing wore off. I didn't have ibuprofen at home. Nobody told me to have that. Not everybody has that just sitting at their house. And so I had to have somebody hurry up and get me some ibuprofen. You can drive yourself home afterwards, they said. I'm driving home. All of a sudden, blood is coming out of the gauze. It's running down my face. Again, looking like the Walking Dead driving down the interstate. I get home and the numbing in my face is wearing off. However, my throat is still numb. And so I go to take my ibuprofen and I can't swallow. I ate some food with the ibuprofen and I couldn't swallow. And the food is stuck in my throat and I feel like I'm choking. I had to literally go in with my finger and get the food out of my throat. So the pain started to get worse and worse and worse, and I didn't have any pain medicine in me. And I'm going to tell you that I wanted to get out of my body. I have never felt that much pain in my life other than when I gave birth. My head felt like it was going to explode. I could feel everywhere where he did all the cutting. And the bleeding, I bled for 3 days straight. I would sit, and every time I would move just a little bit, I would bleed again. They told me to use Afrin and to put Afrin in a cotton ball, roll it up like a cigar, and stick it up my nose and hold it there, and that was supposed to stop the bleeding. That was not working for me. I bled. My nose was a constant nosebleed for a good 2.5, 3 days straight. Mind you, you're supposed to do a nasal rinse, like a neti pot, 4 times a day. So I've got this bloody nose, this severe headache, and now I'm doing nasal rinses. All of this stuff is just stuffed in my nose. I'm afraid to blow my nose. I'm afraid to swallow. I didn't know what to do. It was just so horrible. So finally, on day 3, I call the doctor's office and I ask, can I blow my nose? Because I can't take this anymore. Your papers say that I can blow my nose after I do my first irrigation, but I'm afraid to. They said, yes, you can blow your nose, but do it very lightly. I blew my nose very lightly, and I'm telling you that in 2.5 seconds, if that long, my eyelid blew up with air so bad that my eye was swollen shut. I could not see out of my eye. It stayed swollen like that for 5 days. I freaked out so bad. I called the after hours. They said it's just normal because when I went to blow my nose, it was so stuffed up. It had nowhere else to go. And so it went there. I was so freaked out. I thought I was going to have to go to the hospital and get it cut open. I thought I was going to have a scar. It was so horrific. I spent my entire week with an eye that I could not open. It gradually got better over a week, but that's how I spent my entire week. On top of being congested, headaches, pounding headaches. It was just horrible for me. It was so bad. I also had to do a saline mist spray every hour. And when you're sleeping, you're not going to wake up and do that. So when you wake up, everything is just dried up and crusted inside and just mucus. And I can't even describe what that's like. I would go to do the nasal rinse in the morning and nothing would come out. So I had to go back to the doctor. They went in and shoved those things back in my nose to numb me all over again. Went inside my nose with the suction like they do at the dentist and suctioned out all this nasty stuff out of my nose. I could breathe. I was fine. And then 3 days later, it would happen again. So I had to go back there. I did that 3 times over the last 3 weeks. I had this procedure done on February 1st, and today is the 26th. And yesterday I was just there and they suctioned me out again. I made a list for you guys of everything that you should go get before the procedure and have waiting for you at home. I wish someone would have told me to have these things. It would have made things so much easier. Okay, so here is number 1, non-medicated saline mist. Number 2, Advil. Number 3, several bottles of distilled water. Number 4, saline rinse bottle with saline packets. Number 5, Afrin and cotton swabs. Number 6, lots of tissue. I can't tell you how many rolls of toilet paper I went through. Oh my gosh. So after all that, you must be wondering, was it all worth it? Yes, absolutely. I'm still a little tiny bit stuffed up, but I am breathing better than I have ever breathed in my entire life. The headaches are gone. I'm no longer sleeping with my mouth open. And even a little bonus, prior to the procedure, I had this lump underneath my eye that was constantly there. I mean, I was going to go get filler to try to blend it in or something. I was really freaked out about it. But come to find out, long-term use of prescription Flonase causes your sinuses to get inflamed. And that was causing that. So after the procedure, that's gone. So that's good for men and women. If you have puffiness, it could be from swollen sinuses. So have that checked out. Most people get through their procedure and recovery very easily with no complications at all. But if you have any kind of scar tissue in there, you need to talk to your doctor so that you can get a better understanding of what your recovery is going to look like. Because it was not a next day back to life sort of situation for me. Like I said, it's been 3 weeks of going through recovery. I was not able to do life for those entire 3 weeks, and I don't want that to happen to you guys. I want you to be prepared. If any of you guys have already had a balloon sinuplasty, I would love to hear your experience so I can know what to expect in the future, and other people can know what you went through. Maybe it was better than mine, maybe it was worse. Just please let us know so that we can all share this experience together. Also, I'm 50 years old and I do a lot of videos on skincare, beauty, women's health, things like that. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, check out my channel and come back for more. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe, hit that notification button so that you can be alerted when I do make another video. I'm so excited that you guys are here and I can't wait to see you again soon. Bye.